tell me about yourself.
So I'm Vetta, owner of Rare Skincare and Aesthetics. I don't know. I mean, skincare is literally my entire life.
Yeah.
It's what I've always wanted to do since I was 12, and struggling with like my own skincare concerns. Firsthand, used to be teased for my acne, and kind of started feeling like very discouraged because no one else was able to help me. And so the type of person that I am, if I can't get the help, I'm going to be the help. So I decided to go to aesthetic school to pursue, at that point, what would make me happy. And that helped me realize that it really brought me more joy to help others than it did my own self. And so that's when I started, working towards getting my storefront.
Okay.
And doing my thing.
Okay, so that's why Esther like you. We like women who is like working to help others in whatever capacity. So that's cool. I'm like, okay, you sound like our tribe because we get into things because of our own problems, and then we start doing it because now it's fun.
Yeah.
And then you can help others.
Yeah, the results you get for others now. You get to share your results with other folks.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so how long you been doing skincare? How long have you been?
This will be year 6.
Okay.
Yep, year 6. I got my license in July, so it'll be 6 years in July.
Okay. And are you from Arizona?
Mm-hmm. Born and raised.
What part of town?
Phoenix. I know it's pretty, yeah. So like Maryville area.
Okay. I'm not born and raised here. I'm just raised here. What's like your specialty? I know I got your questions, but I like to ask my own questions too.
Specialty?
Like besides, like I know, like providing like the skincare. Like, what is your specialty? Like,
Her favorite?
Yeah, like your favorite. Are you a pimple popper? Like,
yeah, it is. It is acne. It's pimples. It's acne. Me and acne have like this secret beef going down. So I feel like I'm very passionate about like, let's get rid of this acne. Let's get you feeling the way that you should be feeling about yourself. Okay. So yeah.
Okay.
We pop those pimples.
Pop those pimples.
Yeah.
It's like oddly satisfying to watch sometimes, like when they poke the hole and pimple. Like I got that one. I've been doing really good not touching. Like
good.
Pop them. I just like let it go through a stupid process. And I've been washing my face because I think I wore makeup to bed one night or something. I don't know.
You definitely don't want to keep makeup on while you're going to bed.
No, but when you're like out and you're tired, it's 3 a.m, you just go to sleep. The last thing I think about is washing my face. Still not approved. You take your tipsy drunk self and wash your face.
Yeah.
I don't think of that at all. Now, all right. So we got some questions here, right? So we want to know what and who is an esthetician and what does becoming one take?
Yes, so an esthetician is a licensed skincare professional. A lot of people think that aesthetics is easy. I thought so myself when getting into aesthetics. It's really not. And it really does depend like heavily on the schooling. I would do a lot of research on that. I didn't do a lot of research, but one thing about being an esthetician or going into aesthetics is that not only do you need to go to school for like the basic training that you're going to need, but you're also going to need advanced training as well. So especially if you want to do things like advanced skincare, like microneedling, or maybe you want to learn how to do Brazilian waxing. In school, they teach you sanitation, basics on like facials and things like that. But if you really want to be successful as an esthetician, you need to advance your education, but it doesn't just stop there. You have to continue because as technology grows and that technology has been introduced into the beauty industry, you also have to keep up with that.
Very true.
So it's constant. It's constant learning, constant understanding of new products coming out and different ingredients. So being an esthetician isn't just like a one and done schooling. It's like a journey.
Right. Makes sense. What school did you go to?
The Arizona was the Studio Academy of Beauty.
Okay. I looked into aesthetics and I was like, girl, bye. You have no time for that type of stuff. But when you are like in that environment while I was doing nails, I'm like, I could do that.
Mhm.
How do I add that program to my stuff? No, ma'am. We ain't got time for that. Now, what are some of the misconceptions people have about blah, blah, blah? What are some misconceptions people have about estheticians and what they can and can't do?
Misconceptions, I would say that we know everything. You know, I love the level of trust that, you know, my clients have for me, but sometimes I think they may get me confused with being a dermatologist. So I would say one of the misconceptions is that we not necessarily on the same level as a dermatologist, but that we're equal to a dermatologist when we may just be that first step. And the dermatologist is more of an advanced piece. So that would be more of a misconception, is that we know everything about skin, because we're not skin doctors. We're just licensed skincare professionals.
Makes sense. What's that you doing?
So this right here is a black truffle enzyme. I love using enzymes to break down like the buildup that's associated with the dead skin on the skin, as well as like any oil debris. So this right here is the black truffle.
And it's tingly or something.
Is it burning anywhere?
It's doing something.
It's tingling but not burning, right?
It feels like a relaxer on my face a little bit.
It
reminds me of when you do the microneedling,
Mhm.
like the prep for it, where over time I'll get used to it.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't expecting.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I
So
was
we're
expecting-
both like,
I was expecting a regular facial, so I was like, "What's going on?"
Oh yeah, no, Esther, I'm giving you.
Oh
you
Lord.
came in a little advanced, girl. Okay, you far from basic.
Oh.
Okay,
You know how I do this.
And I was like, "Oh Lord, here she goes again."
trying some new stuff. I'm just kidding. It's not new, but it's good.
I was gonna say she doesn't practice on my face. She's always good at knowing all her stuff.
Yeah, no.
I'm just doing more than what she's asking for. She
Yeah.
doesn't like that.
And I don't like that.
I know she is kind of like, you tell me what you're doing, exactly what you're gonna do, and we're gonna do it.
No, I don't like people giving me free stuff or anything or adding stuff. I just want to know.
You better think for that black truffle. That sounds fancy and invigorating. Okay, I want black truffle on my face. You do what when I come. You do whatever you feel in your soul is going to make my
Whatever
face,
you
my
feel led
skin,
to
okay?
do.
Like, however the esthetician spirits lead you. Go ahead.
I love that esthetician spirit.
Do not, okay? All right, one other question. Well, I got a few more questions, but what is a major difference between you and a well, we kind of went over that a little bit,
But we didn't specify.
What's the major differences between you and a dermatologist?
So the dermatologist, first they're a doctor, so they're allowed to prescribe like topical things for like acne treatments, things like that. They also have more access to more professional, higher grade products. So like chemical peels and stuff. They like my chemical peels, the highest I have is a 30%, whereas they have 70, 80%. You know, it's more of a controlled environment. Yeah.
And like retinol too, huh?
Yeah. Well,
kind of, sort of.
They can, I mean, yeah, they can prescribe, you know,
certain,
certain things and stuff. But with dermatologists, they're able to actually penetrate the skin a lot deeper as well. So we have 3 layers of the skin. Estheticians are typically only able to penetrate the first layer, but they're able to penetrate a lot deeper.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So can I ask a question that's not there? So when would somebody take it from you to a dermatologist? Like, is it severe like super severe, or what cases would you not be able to touch at all?
With acne, I've never had a case where I've sent someone to a dermatologist. I've always worked with them. As far as like, we're not supposed to work on cystic acne. I do.
I was gonna say cystic.
Yeah, cystic acne. I do.
See, I learned a little bit in that school, just a little bit. Okay, go ahead.
I would recommend someone for an esthetician, or I'm sorry, a dermatologist, if they displayed like severe signs of rosacea. If I see someone that like gives me symptoms of rosacea, I'll be like, okay, I think you may have rosacea. I can't diagnose you with it. I would see a dermatologist just to, you know, make sure. As far as like diagnosis
to
goes.
check to make sure, and then come back when he gives you the green light.
Right, exactly. Other times is like psoriasis of the scalp, things like that, or like just psoriasis in general. get them over to them. But yeah, that's pretty much when I've given them to or, you know, refer them to a dermatologist. But, you know, if they want more of like a higher grade chemical peel or something like that too.
Okay. Now, I know not to give all your secrets away and not to be trying to get a free consultation away, but what's some products, like store products, that you like, people stay the heck away, or it's all right, but because I know you use what you use here, but you know, people may not have access to
Neutrogena.
Yeah,
like-
you already know I don't like Neutrogena. I absolutely don't like Neutrogena at
I don't like
all.
Neutrogena either.
Yeah, I don't think that they should call themselves a skincare company. That's my personal thing. I don't, any over-the-counter products that have like the beads in them, I would say to stay away from unless the beads dissolve or it's like more of a sugar scrub. I don't like those because it actually scrapes the skin and it causes more damage. So like that apricot scrub.
You know what's crazy? The St. Ives apricot scrub, I used to use that stuff religiously growing up, but then I learned about that.
Yeah.
When I got into Mary Kay, they're like, those beads are bad.
Yeah.
I was like, what? That sucks.
Yeah.
There goes my $3. I have to buy better stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like Neutrogena. CeraVe is okay. I would say they're okay.
Would
for
you
like,
put CeraVe and Cetaphil in the kind of same category?
Yeah. I would say they're all right. Mainly good for, I think, balancing out hydration or like dry skin. I wouldn't recommend it for like someone that has like aging skin or like acne or anything like that. Dermalogica's okay. I use some of their products, but I really I like to stick to more of a professional grade brand. That's where most of my recommendations come from. But there are a few that I do recommend. Like there's this really good microdermabrasion crystals that you can use, like in place of if you're using any type of those like Neutrogena beads or anything. Definitely highly recommend those. You can get them on Amazon. It's a better exfoliation and you can use them daily and it just replaces, you know, the damaging, you know, beads. There's like an ROC retinol that I recommend. I like the vegan collagen. It comes in like a pink container. You can buy, just type in vegan collagen. You can find that on Amazon. There's some products I like, but I mainly like to stick with Skin Script and professional grade products.
Makes sense. What's your thoughts on charcoal masks?
I like them. Esther's about to do a Skin Script charcoal mask. However, not all charcoal masks are the same. There's
like Glam Glow type. I don't like Glam Glow's charcoal masks.
No, and I don't like the peel masks either.
Yeah.
I don't like those either. I think they're very damaging to the skin. They push things in a little bit deeper.
She said, oh, let me throw my stuff away.
Well, Esther, you're a little bit different only because you don't really have acne you're a little bit different, but I would just
I don't have the same kind of acne I came with.
Yeah. We're not pushing things into your skin. I'm talking mainly like the blackheads, like for example, like the blackhead peel stuff. Don't really like those because I feel like it's pushing it down deeper. It's not getting as much as it should. Things like that. Yeah. That's it. I forgot the question.
No, I was just asking, like, what's your recommendation? Like, what's some products that you like and don't like that are not like professional grade? Now, what would you say sets you apart from most estheticians?
Can I say something? I feel like the education from the moment I came in here, as you're putting stuff on my face, you're not like, oh, I'm just putting this on to take away acne. You're like, oh, the derma to something. And after a while, I'm like, I don't care. I shouldn't have asked the question. But I love the fact that she knows her stuff and the education behind it. And sometimes I think it's only once that she's like, hey, let me get back to you. And I appreciated that instead of making something up. So I think that what's different from one or two places I've gone before is she knows the ingredients. I've been able to bring stuff here. And she look at the label and she's like, oh, stop using this. Or you know what, keep using this. And that's been very helpful. So I think she knows, I know she knows her stuff. And she's very well versed when it comes to skincare. Sorry.
No worries. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm also an accredited BBB business. So I think that also sets me apart because to be like a BBB accredited business, you have to have value into your customer's experience. And even just not even being a professional in the beauty industry, but being a consumer in the beauty industry, I've realized that a lot of people come into the beauty industry for the money portion of that. And that shows not just like in their work, but also in the customer experience. And so I really value my customers and I go above and beyond for them. I think that sets me apart because I have more of a passion than looking at it for a profit. It is, but it'll come.
Of course, it always comes naturally, and sometimes probably more than you
If
actually
you're
ask
doing
for.
it right too.
Right.
Yeah, especially when doing it right. Makes sense. What should we look for when seeking an esthetician?
Their license.
Okay, license is a necessity.
Their license, insurance. You want to make sure that they're insured. You want to make sure that they specialize in what you're looking for, that they're able to answer all of your questions, that they're able to recommend products, not just a full different at-home skincare routine, but able to pick and choose that you already have in your products, like in your skincare routine, and then being able to mix and match those just to help you reach your skincare goals.
Okay. Makes sense. License is important. Any industry that don't operate with a license makes me question.
Yes.
That's why I get all my licenses. Now, where do you see your future as an esthetician?
I see myself owning multiple rare skincare locations across the valley. I actually want to replace the major franchises out there already. And so I see myself owning and operating and also offering franchise opportunities.
Okay. That's cool. What's your favorite thing to do when you're not doing esthetician stuff?
There's nothing else.
What?
There's literally
You don't read a
nothing.
book, you don't listen to music, you don't
I mean, I do,
write.
but this is literally all I think about, all I talk about. Like, you have a conversation with me, my storefront's getting brought up at some point. This is my hobby. This is my life. I mean, aside from being a mom and being with my kids, this is it.
Okay.
But she does waxing.
Oh, I do
And-
waxing.
I see you got body contour.
I think booty something.
Yeah.
Yeah, the body contour stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do the. Oh yes, you got the suction cups.
So
to
is
make
that
your booty
common
big.
to estheticians, or is that something you added on? Is that still part of aesthetics?
So waxing is a part of aesthetics. So are things like lashes, makeup artists, things like that. The body contouring, you actually don't need a license for. I went and got certified in California because they didn't have a lot of really good, programs for it. So that's what I did. But body contouring, anybody can do that.
I almost went to Vegas for it until she started raising her prices, and I was like, "Girl, no."
Is there anything to be careful when doing that? Can somebody mess you up with that?
Only I would look into contradictions or medical stuff. So for example, nobody with a heart murmur, pacemaker, diabetics, heart conditions, things like that shouldn't be getting them because they can see adverse effects of that. Yeah.
There's a company I shall rename.
Shall not name.
Shall not name. Doing body fillers, using fillers for their booty, to grow their booty.
Like the butt shots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is in that? Is that?
It's the face fillers. They
It's
just
the
like Botox?
hyaluronic
acid. Yeah, it's hyaluronic acid that they're putting in it. I did a class on lip fillers that use the hyaluronic acid, and it uses pressure to push it in. I never added it to I didn't really like it.
Is it because you don't feel it's safe, or you just didn't feel comfortable doing
It's
it?
new. I mean, I would think
I didn't think it was safe.
Yeah.
Because the thing is with those lip fillers, they were telling me in the class, they're like, yeah, you're gonna get these little balls, and your client has to move them around and stuff. And I just don't like my clients having to do things except for wash their face and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was just like, no, I'm not comfortable with my brand doing this. Yeah.
Nope, I feel that. I was like, fillers in your booty, big booty, and you gotta do so many cc's of it. Whoo, child, the amount that they probably have to put in their booty.
Yeah, and the amount they have to pay too. Fillers are not
wow.
cheap.
And they're not cheap.
And how often? Like they have to do it frequently?
Think
In
like
the
every
beginning.
every
month or two.
Yeah, 2 weeks or something.
Yeah,
like that.
even more frequent than that. Yep.
Oh, that smells good and feels good.
Mhm.
Is that cucumber?
Yeah, that's cucumber hydration gel.
Who's your favorite client?
Me.
kidding.
Like she
All-
can say that.
All my clients are my favorite clients. I know I sound like that mom that says all my kids are my favorite kids. But honestly, all of my clients bring something different, you know. Like I love them all. I couldn't choose.
I just
Don't
have
be-
to
Good
say it.
answer.
Don't make you. Yeah. Great answer. That's such a mom's answer. That's my answer every time.
So my question is, so when you do the face, you do the butt, you do the waxing,
Mhm.
is there, outside of face, out of the two of those, is there one that you're like, if I could do that instead, or it's faces for you, like aesthetics on the face all the time? There's always
If I
gotta
can
be.
do one instead
Yes.
of like face and waxing,
Yes.
I would not replace them. I probably would add. I've thought of like doing like the lip blush stuff, the lip gloss, the Hydro Lips,
What is that?
like an add-on.
Yeah.
So the Hydro Lips is basically providing like a deep hydration treatment to the lips. I've seen myself like doing that as an add-on. I've tried doing like tiny tattoos, but I think I want to expand more into skincare, like maybe doing microneedling PRP, maybe
What's
like
microneedling PRP.
so
I'm
essentially.
all stuttered.
So essentially, it's drawing blood from the arm, doing the microneedling vampire facials.
I'm like,
Oh. Yeah.
So I've heard of that. What is
I've
that?
seen a lot of celebrities do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is
Yeah.
it like renewing the skin to some extent?
Yes, it renews the skin.
If they
It
can't be in the
helps-
sun.
Yep, you can't be in the
Vampire.
sun. Yeah, that's the vampire facial. I would want to do something like that, just expanding more into that.
Yeah.
But I would never want to replace skincare or waxing. I like them both.
I understand. What's your favorite body part to wax?
The intimate area.
Really?
Yeah.
Ew, you don't see people where it's like, oh, but I mean, everybody has different.
Yeah, like
People have different, health things. So I guess that's like you can't be like, oh.
You know what? My last wax lady, she loved waxing. That's all she did was Brazilians and like armpits.
And I've
Yeah.
heard that people who do waxing, something about it is just.
I mean, she does other body parts, but most of her business is bikinis and armpits.
Yeah. I love the bikini wax because, like, women, I have PCOS, so it's a hormonal imbalance. And a lot of women with, like, PCOS, endometriosis, HS, they have issues, down there, and they have to have the hair removed, but shaving causes their issues to increase.
Yeah.
Really?
So a lot of them, a lot of women need to actually wax, for the betterment of their
Yeah.
health.
So when you say does it make it, like if they shave it, what happens?
So shaving causes a lot of friction, and a lot of times people don't know how to shave because you have to shave in different directions depending on how your hair is growing.
Mhm.
And so a lot of it has to do with like the miseducation of actually how to shave, which then causes ingrown hairs and then maybe
Scarring.
Yeah, and then like it could also cause like folliculitis, which then is like the hair follicles being, inflamed and so it can
Wow.
just shaving itself can turn into, full-blown boils and cysts down. That's a problem too, is that barbers will go over that with their clippers and
Yeah.
Oh,
spread
that
it.
sounds.
Yeah, so it's like this thick, like
Wow.
here and there.
Can it be healed?
He has to get it surgically. Like they have
What?
to dig and get the follicle
Oh
removed.
my gosh.
Yeah, it's that
Like
bad.
it's deep. He has to go deep into they have to go deep in
Wow.
there now because it's just grown and it just covers and no matter what it just comes back. It sucks because the follicle is like
So the people that you go to, you have to be mindful of that too?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially with men because like a lot of men will have like the hair bumps and things like that, and I'll ask them like, "Hey, like, does your barber go over this?" They're like, "Yeah." Well, they're spreading the bacteria, and I'm like, "Are the barber's clippers clean?" And maybe they're spreading, somebody else's bacteria on you, and things like that.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a gap that needs to be bridged there too.
Back to ladies though.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely PCOS and waxing is a lifesaver.
Mhm.
Like I stopped getting waxed a little while ago though because I've been debating on doing laser hair removal.
So with
And-
laser versus waxing,
Yeah, with laser, that's
Which-
another question. Like what What would you
But
get
you
into
consider-
laser hair removal?
Yeah.
I do want to get into laser hair removal eventually.
You want the zap or you want the one that zaps you, burns your hair?
Well, they
type of
both
thing?
do that.
But there's the one that's like more gentle, right? That's like
there are different types of lasers. You don't really necessarily want a more gentle laser. You want something that's going to be aggressive. The difference between waxing and lasering and why some people would be good for waxing but not laser is because the laser is really good with like very, very, very coarse hair. So if you have very fine, thin hair, it's not going to pick that up. You're not a good candidate for laser hair removal. So that's where waxing would come into play. For women of color, it's a little bit different as well because a lot of us do have coarse hair. However, depending on the type of laser, it can cause hyperpigmentation and dark spots on the skin. So it's really good as a woman of color, whether you're, Hispanic or African American, to actually do research on the type of laser because it can cause skincare issues. And that's where a lot of women would rather just do the waxing than even have to worry about getting,
that's true.
having those issues.
Yeah. I can't say I had a bad experience with laser minus the zapping.
Yeah, I did do laser for 18 months on my chin area, but because I have PCOS.
Yeah, me too. I was like,
it just keeps growing back.
Like,
yeah.
Really? Even with the laser?
Yeah, so because it's hormonal, they can't do anything about
unless
the
I get my hormones in balance. So that's why I said I need another round. But it's not as bad as before, but still.
Yeah.
Because I never waxed, but I've always had issue with my lip, and then I was like, well, might as well do the whole face because PCOS. And when I say whole face, literally, just the baby hair right there, whatever the scientific name for baby hair is.
So with waxing though, does there ever come a time where there's no more hair, or is it just decreases substantially?
Well, it starts to decrease over time to the point where it does not grow hair. So
because you're pulling the follicle type of thing.
Yeah, so I'm damaging the follicle to the point where it's so damaged it's no longer to grow the hair.
So about how many sessions would that? Well, it depends on each person, right?
Yeah, it does. It depends on their hair growth. It depends on their hormonal factors. It depends on, if they're consistent or not. If they're following their aftercare and they're in between, waxing appointments. Like
that's why girls' eyebrows don't be growing the same, huh? Because when they get their eyebrows waxed. And they were like, "Oh, my eyebrows are so thin after waxing."
Yeah,
their follicles are so damaged.
Yeah, it's not gonna grow any more hair. Yep.
Yeah, that's why I don't go to the nail salon.
Mine just don't grow.
Mine don't grow. Mine didn't grow before. Like they weren't always like bad.
But for like chin hairs, even like gradual, like the one people who don't have a lot but do, I've been told that women who shave it makes it worse because they have scars. So in those
they're not
instances,
shaving right. No.
I don't know, because I've seen friends and I'm like, oh, you must be one of those. But then they tell you to tweeze it. Is there what's the best way to handle those?
So tweezing, I would say seeking a professional and making sure that you pick the best hair removal method that works for you, because I've noticed with clients that tweeze, a lot of them are not doing it in a professional way. So it's also like they're getting real close.
They probably
the
pinch it the other way and then break it right there and then be trying to pick into it. Like instead of like pulling it like.
Yeah, they're not.
I got away. I be pulling it just flip right on. I can even do it with my nails sometimes.
Ooh. Is that even like...
If it's long enough, like, not my nail, but my finger, like, the finger, you just...
No, I don't. I'd be scared.
Yeah, no, you just...
But even the tweezers, depending on where you put them, if it's dirty or something, maybe that could mess. I don't know.
That is also a thing, too.
Yeah.
You don't want to... You always want to sanitize with medical grade barbicide.
Yep. You don't got no more questions?
No, ma'am.
Well,
all I know is that my face feels great.
That's good.
I thought we asked quite a few great questions.
I think so too.
And I really do appreciate you for even, allowing us to, our shenanigans in the month of February, because it is Black History Month.
It is.
And we Black every day, so the representation of Black History Month is every day for me. Like, I'm always Black History Month. February, January through December, all over again. 365. So I don't know. How
366 this year, right?
Oh yeah. 366 years, 3 days in a year is Black History. for me. So therefore, I don't really know how to distinguish it. But we thought,
Highlight.
highlight a Black business in Black History Month. It ain't gonna. No, it will get posted in Black History Month because I got work to do this week, and I'm gonna post it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Thank you for answering our
Thank you,
question.
Esther. That's the glycolic salicylic blemish spot treatment for these blemishes right here. It's going to accelerate the healing, but also helps with the dark spots.
But if we have like powder and you barely use it, so you're telling me after a year I can't use it if it's still there and I use it like
2 or 3 years or something.
Powder is a little bit different. I would say I'm not makeup is not really my thing.
Like,
but what I do know is that after a year of like that liquid foundation, that's when you need to get rid of it and like eyeliner.
Oh yeah, eyeliner. Well,
so are you guys doing like a podcast together or what's going on with this? Is this a duo?
Yeah, so we are recording. So this is for Desert Dialogues. So we have a podcast that we just started and we don't really advertise because we just started and we just still getting our rhythm.
Okay.
Could be nervous, folks. But we do need to share it more often. But so Desert Dialogues, Esther and I, we talk a lot. Like we meet monthly
business
and bi-weekly basis on business and we talk. So we're like, why don't we share this conversation that we be having with everyone? Because it's good conversations that should be shared. So we're like, well, how do you do that? Podcast. Duh. So then we started a podcast.
She said podcast.
Talk about food, parenting,
everything, work,
taboos.
Did you tell me about this, Esther? That it was yours?
No.
We're gonna start talking more about intimate things too soon.
Her idea, and I'll jump on.
Yeah, because we be talking anyway. Like, might as well have a camera and chit chat. We over here sharing the tea with each other, giving key information. We're not gatekeepers,
Yeah.
But obviously, seek professionals. Don't just try to get the drip for free.
And it's also focused on people in Arizona. Because, there's so many things here that a lot of hidden gems that we don't realize.
Yeah.
Like we talked about brunches one day.
Yeah,
we talked about, they're Black on this. There's this here. And, we need to try this. Mind you, I have tried CC's on Central twice since we did the brunch. It's amazing.
Is it amazing? Oh, well, then I cannot.